How did you come up with this series? Where did this idea come from?
Well, it's all thanks to Julie, because Julie's been the one that's been working on it for many, many years. And obviously, it's about Bernard Cornwell. Julie's been a big fan of the Arthurian legends. I mean, she'll tell you a bit more about that. But Bernard Cornwell is our North Star in a way because he's written the Warlord Chronicles, the trilogy of novels upon which season one is based. And in our minds, we've got it all mapped out for 5 seasons, which we'd love to make. But with season one, we focus on about the first 2/3 of his first novel. But what we loved about it was just, I guess, the way he'd written Arthur, because the Arthurian legends we've heard so much about over the years. We've seen so many different versions of it. But what Bernard did very successfully, I felt, was you see Arthur through different points of view that you've never seen before. So you see it through Derval. In the novel, it's from the old Derval many years on. And also from Nimue. So you just see a more 3D version of the character of Arthur. And I think what's also really fresh about it is the way that he portrays the female characters in the novel. You've got characters like Morgan, Nimue, and of course Guinevere. I mean, Guinevere is such a familiar character to all of us, and she, you see her in other pieces as the femme fatale, but in this, she's got real agency. She stands there side by side with Arthur, making all the key decisions. Like that consigliere figure. So for me, that's what made it feel really fresh.
All right, Julie, here we go. So tell us how you got started with this, because the question I want to know is, I just love who you have playing Merlin. That's all I got to say. That's
Oh,
great.
so do I. Well, we both adore Nathaniel Martello-White is the best. So just specifically on that, I had worked with him on I Hate Suzie, where he played opposite Billy Piper. He's a fine, fine, fine actor. And I'm delighted with everything he's doing with Merlin, because you just want to get away from, not, and Bernard's written it differently anyway, but Merlin immediately conjures up, old man with grizzly beard. and that's not what this piece is, and is never going to be that piece. So thank you. We adore him. So what was your other question? Your other question was, I've kind of gone into a swoon about Nathaniel Martello-White. Your other question was about why this. Was that right?
The labor of love to get this to the screen.
It was a labor of love because it has taken years, because, period goes in and out of favor, and, people worry about the cost, and then has the story been told too many times? And, the question when you're pitching is always, why now? A piece can be good, but why now? And, we were just, Bad Wolf is never giving up on this piece because we loved it so much. We loved Bernard's novel so much. And I was passionate about the Arthurian legend because, there's a reason why a story like this has endured across generations. And it's the mix of the personal and the public. It's speaking to, universal questions that exist in 2023 as much as they did in the 5th century. So what is it, what is it to be a ruler? What is it to be a leader? What do you sacrifice for that? What choices do you make? It's a story about friendship and love and betrayal and adultery and morality and the choices you make in your day-to-day life. So even though I am certainly not equipped to go into battle on a horse, charging at an enemy with a sword, all of those questions, are relevant to me sitting on my sofa watching TV in 2023.
You know what? One of the last things I want to say to you is, there's a line in there that talks about how divided the country is.
Oh my God.
But you got to bring the country together. So I'm going to put you and Lachlan on the ballot for president and vice president of the United States, because we definitely need, this country is so divided.
Oh, don't.
And we need to come together. It's just crazy. I really appreciate the time that you have. Julie, I love your background. It is great.
Thank you.
It is. Lachlan, thank you. I like that. And one thing I want to say too is, it's perfect that you did it the way you're doing it, because yes, it needs to be told over and over again to this is a different generation.
Yes.
And you're reaching that generation, because I've seen so many King Arthurs and all kinds of movies on it. I still love Sean Connery. And yeah, you know, so it's just to see a new take on it is a fresh breath of air.
Good. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you for joining.
You.
All right. Thank you for joining us on Morning Blend.
Thank you, James.